Hello there. It's me. It's Gray. This is coming through, right? This is. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Your ears are not deceiving you. I finally managed to get myself a mic. I think the past three videos I've only been using my laptop speakers and microphone. Not very good, as you could tell. I couldn't do anything about it at the time, but now I finally dug under the deepest pits of my couch cushion, and found some pocket change, and was able to buy myself a mic. The mic that I ended up buying is a. This has nothing to do with the video. Well, actually, no, it kind of does. The mic that I ended up getting was the what's it called? A HyperX like solo cast, I think it's called. I don't know. I just kind of found just a random video online that had a list of different mics a person could use for content creation. I just kind of picked out of a hat. Hopefully this sounds good because I plan on using this from this point forward. Nice little mic I have here. Very cheap in the sense that it costs me $50, which, if you ask me personally, is not cheap. I am not rich in any way. I have to be very frugal with my money, but it gets the job done. If you can hear me better than you could in the previous videos, I think that's all that matters. But yeah, this is episode 4 of my art journey. Last we left off, I got a bit ahead of myself and tried my hands at drawing. Just jumping straight into drawing a person. I thought I was taking it easy on myself by not drawing clothes or different features, and just draw the actual body. It did not feel good, and it did not look good. It was terrible. It was terrible. And so I decided to dial it back and bring it back to the basics, which is where we are right now. So what I'm going to be doing for the next few videos, and by the way, I should apologize. I did not upload a video on Sunday, which is what I wanted to do. Things happen. It is what it is. Once again, the one thing I guarantee is that you're going to get at least 2 videos a week. I want to aim for more, but considering what types of videos these are, it's not really feasible, because it's not as if I'm uploading gameplay. Like, I'm not someone who's like playing video games out here. It's just straight me giving updates on my drawing progress. My art journey. That's what this whole thing is. So, and I know it's gonna be boring for some of y'all just watch me draw circles every day. So I want to only give updates on like reasonable milestones that can be made every couple days, every week. That's what I'm hoping for. But anyway, before I start rambling, I want to stay on topic because I can easily forget what I'm talking about. What was I gonna say? Yes. So what I'm doing today, it left off of last time. I got ahead of myself. I ended up drawing. I tried to draw a person, but it came out looking terrible. This time I want to take it back, not all the way back to the beginning, but back enough to where I can kind of build myself up. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking a 3-step process. First, I'm going to draw from what I see. This video is going to be entirely me just looking around my bedroom, because that's where I'm recording this in, and just finding things, just random things, random objects I have in my room. I think in this drawing is a mug. I have a cup. You'll see in the video. I don't know how I'm gonna play this audio that you're hearing on top of the visual. I don't know how I'm gonna time it, but eventually you'll see one of the cups that I'm like draw in this video. I want you to take a guess on what restaurant this cup is from, because I actually just got through eating from here before recording the footage that you're seeing right now. I want you to see if you can take a guess and see what cup this is. Anyway, right now today I'm just gonna draw what I see. I'm gonna look around my room. I'm gonna find random objects, random things. I'm gonna draw it as best as I can. Then the next video, I'm going to redraw these very same things, these very same objects, but differently, without any reference, without me looking at it. So, for example, I drew a mug, as you can see. By the way, I started recording this midway through drawing, since I thought this would be a good point for me to start to record. I drew a mug, as you can probably see in the top right hand corner, and you'll eventually see once I zoom out. For the next video, I'm going to draw the same mug, but in a different position, from a different perspective, different point of view, different size maybe. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to take that cup that's in my room and just flip it upside down and draw it upside down, because that'll just be me redoing what I'm doing today, or what I'm doing here. I'm going to draw it just off of memory, well, not off of memory, but off of my imagination of what that very image would look like, just slightly different. And the reason why I think that might be a good practice point is because I want to get to a point where I can just draw off of my purely off of my imagination and not off what I see. Because I think I'm at a point where I can confidently, like obviously, what you're seeing right now are very just sketches, just very light sketches. I'm still not super comfortable with drawing on the tablet. That's probably going to take weeks, if not months, of me drawing for me to get used to it. But I want to get to a point where I can just draw off of imagination. Like I don't want to need to have a reference for absolutely every single thing. Yes, I know references is very crucial for in art, no matter how much of a professional you are. But at the same time, I want to get to a point where I'm not using it as like a super hyper crutch. Once again, I'm sure there's a lot of professionals watching this. And if you're watching this, well, thank you for being here because I have no idea how many people are going to watch these videos. I'm convinced I'm just talking to nobody. I'm just going to treat this as if I'm talking to nobody because I have no idea how many people are going to watch this. But I know there's professionals out there that say, oh, there's no shame and blah, blah, blah. That's not for me. Me personally, I want to get to a point where I can draw certain things off the top of my head. And in order to do that, I need to have a good understanding of, I need to have a good understanding of form, of shapes, of drawing things in a 3D space, yada, yada, yada. Most of that's going to have to come from experience. But I also want to get to a point where I can draw off of memory. Like I can look at something, like I feel like I'm rambling. I can look at something and be able to draw it in any way I want to while still sticking true to that original design. So think of it how like professional animators can look at concept art or like design sheets for a singular character. That design art is taken in different points of view, different poses, and then just from off those simple flat images, they can redraw that same character in any position they want, and from any perspective, no matter how complicated, just straight off of their skills alone. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to reach, to where I can look at a still flat one perspective image of a character and be able to redraw that character 100 times, doing any pose I want, any exaggerated facial expression I want them to have. That's kind of what I'm hoping. That's what I'm aiming for, and this is the strategy I came up with to help me get to that point. So today, once again, I'm just gonna draw what I see. I'm gonna look around my room, look at stuff. I think I drew my hand at one point. I drew my a random, Adidas slide I had I saw on my floor. I'm gonna draw all this today, and then tomorrow, next video, I'm going to draw those very exact same images, but from different perspectives. Maybe the cup that I drew, I'm gonna probably draw it on its side or flipped on top on its head. I think I said in an Adidas slide, I'm gonna redraw that, but from like a different angle, like pointing away or pointing at a different direction than what it is pointing right now. And then the video after that, I'm gonna once again redraw all these things, but purely without any reference at all. If I feel like I probably can do it, because I am a person that's cautious by nature, and by cautious I mean I try to be as prepared as possible, even if it's impossible. If I feel as though maybe I want to give it a shot again, I'll just stick to redrawing it just from different perspectives, using my original drawings as reference, and then my whole goal is just to get to a point where I can draw these things purely from memory, and it looks, I don't know. It's a lot. As you can tell, I'm not a professional. I feel like I'm just shooting in the dark here, honestly. That and I'm doing this on purpose, by the way. I know there's plenty of videos on the internet, plenty of guides, plenty of classes you can take, and courses you can buy that can teach you how to draw, teach you the fundamentals, teach you this, teach you that. I am not. I want to be self-taught. So I'm going to do my hardest to just BS my way through all this. I'm going to do my own trial and error. I'm going to analyze what I can and can't do and figure out exactly what I need to do to get to where I want to be at. So yeah. And I'm starting to see why YouTubers script out all their videos before they start talking, because I feel like I'm all over the place. I'll leave that for future me. if I end up taking this YouTube channel further than I can ever hope for or dream for, I might end up scripting videos there. But now I think it's more authentic if I'm just yapping into a mic, because it makes it feel more personal. It makes it feel as though it's just me. I'm not some big famous rich person. I'm just a random guy, just in his room trying to teach himself how to draw better, because I used to draw when I was little and I kind of stepped away from it for a while, and I want to get back into it, and I want to start off fresh. You know, reteach myself the things I probably should have taught myself or should have learned long ago. Yeah. Now the one thing I've noticed about myself is that at some point I started feeling a bit impatient. I think because I desperately want to move on to drawing more interesting things, like, people, or like going back to drawing those old fictional characters I used to love or still love now. I think because I feel so impatient, I want to get to that point as soon as possible. A lot of the times I just kind of uh, I think, yeah, I think even in this video, you'll see towards the end, I get very sloppy with what I draw. Like, my art starts to get very sloppy, and I start feeling myself starting to rush through it, because you know a part of me feels that I'm a bit better than this, but at the same time, another part of myself feels like drawing these random objects are a bit boring. I want to start drawing you know, people, characters, environments, cool fantasy monsters. Ooh. Uh, I've literally named this channel after a fantasy monster, for crying out loud. I want to get to that point, and I felt myself getting a bit impatient, because I think towards the end of the video, I started just speeding through some of these drawings. That's what this is. I'm gonna try and keep the schedule better, and also I'm gonna try and shorten these videos. I've noticed some of my videos, especially my first two, have been very long. Like, my very first video got like 30 plus minutes, and I think it was just because I was very talkative, and also inexperienced when it came to editing. So I just kind of let the video play as its own. I just let the video just go on, just play in the background, because that's kind of what I feel comfortable with. I'm gonna try and keep these videos shorter. I will say under 15 minutes, and I'm going to get better at editing. You might have noticed in the previous video, I tried to be a bit adventurous with some of these edits. Ugh, it was a good attempt. It was a good attempt at being a bit more adventurous with these edits, throwing in images, throwing in random GIFs, random stock footage I found to try and go along with what I'm saying. It it was fine, but I think for my personal taste, it didn't go along with what I had in mind. Of course, I've watched so many YouTubers, so many YouTube videos that I love. I try to imitate what they do, because uh, there's some videos that I just enjoy. There's some videos that have certain editing styles I really love, like almost addicted to, and I try to mimic them. I'm not at that level yet. I will eventually. As I said before, I'm using DaVinci Resolve, which a lot of people really hype up or say that's a very good program. It's gonna be a bit of a learning curve, because there's a lot of stuff on this. There is a lot of stuff on that program for editing, and it's gonna take a while for me to learn it. So I think in this video, I'm gonna tone it down by a lot. I think I'm just going to keep it simple, keep it straight, and practice editing on the side. And once I get better, I'll try and implement it more in these videos. But I'm gonna keep my videos simple. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Keep them simple, keep them basic. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. This is Ugray. This is episode 4 of my art journey. I hope you enjoy, and hopefully by next time with a better schedule. By the way, did I say 15 minutes earlier about how long I want these videos to be? Yeah, make that 20 or less. I'm out. I'm out. Here's to my ever developing, but yet ever difficult art journey.